Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. Um, this topic will not die, so everyone has their 2 cents. Teddy Atlas, a profound, very passionate commentator as well as coach and trainer, said something very odd. He said that AJ should duck Deontay Wilder right now. Maybe a year or two later from now, maybe fight him. But why would you take the risk if you could fight anyone and make money? See, that I really that kind of behooves me because it's coming from Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas is like, an old school dude. He's seen great fights. He's trained great fighters. You know what I mean? And like coming from a trainer or an ex-trainer, because the last person he trained was Timothy Bradley, but he's trained some of the best fighters. Anywhere from Junior Jones to Mike Tyson. But for him to say AJ should duck Wilder, wow, you know what I mean? And he says that Wilder hits like a son of a gun, and he's a dangerous fight, and that's what he knows how to do is punch. But it's like this, man. It's a good thing that Teddy Atlas is not in the corner of AJ, advising him to do something like this. This is exactly what boxing is about, is to fight the guys that need to be fought, to take the risk, because taking the risk, that's the action. The action is the juice. You know what I'm saying? That's why you take the risk, because you want to fight the best because you want to prove you're the best. Saying stuff like that, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help this form. It doesn't help anything progress by people talking like that. Because, they're 3 years apart. AJ's 29, Wilder's 32. Why would you wait till Wilder's 34? You know what I mean? Because who knows what'll happen in 2 years? This is boxing. You know what I mean? It is sad because it's like Teddy Atlas wants to go along with everyone else, wants to play that, hey, let's wait him out game. Let's wait till he gets slow or beat or, or injured again, because Wilder's been injured before and he was out for a while. You know what I mean? But why wait 2 years? This topic is hot right now. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say that is absolutely ludicrous. It's just a ludicrous statement, coming from a passionate guy. And I agree with a lot of things that Teddy Atlas says, maybe 75%, but not this one. Atlas really needs to, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe from like a business standpoint. Sure. Yeah, he could make more money fighting anyone, Prevectin, he could fight Fury, and he could generate revenue. So why fight Wilder? But I don't think, I think this is that Mayweather shit. I think people think they're more marketable for that old. I guess so. I mean, because, people are so scared to get beat. People are so scared to fall from grace. This is boxing. It's not what you do when you lose. It's what you do after you lose. You know what I mean? The greats have lost. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. I mean, I guess they're looking at business, and I know boxing is a business, but I mean, I just can't see it. Just can't see why he would make a statement like that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't help anyone. If Wilder wants this fight, I can understand he wants this fight. AJ should want this fight. Let this fight happen. You know what I mean? Because people are only going to get sick and fed up. We had a good boxing year last year. And, speaking of the heavyweights, the heavyweight division was hot last year. Look at Klitschko, Joshua. That fight was one of the best fights of last year, if not the best fight. Golovkin and Canelo was good, but I would give it to Vlad Joshua because there was a knockout at the end. You had 11 exciting rounds of this fight, then a knockout at the very end. So, we got a gift at the end. You know what I mean? It was light at the end of the tunnel. So, this fight either way could go the same way if it happens at the end of the year. You know what I mean? No, none of this duck shit. The ducking, that's not for real warriors. That's not for real fighters, man. Ducking is for businessmen. You know what I mean? Don't wait 2 years. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And I hope Eddie Hearns didn't pick this up from an American perspective or opinion, because, Teddy Atlas, and run with it. That's one of the dangers of someone being in Teddy Atlas's position, to say something like this, to make a point. Well, you could fight anyone. I think Eddie Hearn knows that. So I don't think you need to reiterate that to him, to make that voice and give that voice some power. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a healthy thing to do with negotiations 70% done or 95% sure and all this, right? Because these are what's happening. These statements have been thrown out there from both sides, and this fight looks like it's going to happen. That statement brings it back the opposite direction. You know what I mean? So let's stop having statements like this, because we don't need them. It's very unnecessary. Non-progressive. We don't need non-progressive statements. We just don't. But no, the fight happens, but and another thing though, here's the thing. Let's say the worst case scenario, the shit goes down like that. Let's say Anthony Joshua's 31 and Deontay Wilder's 34 years old. There's a lot of fighters that are fighting, that have fought at the elite level at 34. I'm not saying that Wilder can't fight at 34. What I am saying is, if Anthony Joshua fights Deontay Wilder at 34 years of age and he's 31, right? And he beats him, you know what that's going to mean? That's going to mean excuses from the Wilder camp. You know what I mean? Then you're going to hear a whole wave of bullshit. Oh, he waited 2 or 3 years to fight him. He ducked him for 2 or 3 years and waited for him to get slow or old. I think he was, the prime Deontay Wilder would have beat him. This is the shit you would be hearing. That's why I don't want it to happen in 2 years. You know what I mean? Because those excuses, those reasons or those statements are arguable. You know what I mean? And because it could happen, But if they fight now, there will be no excuses. If Anthony Joshua goes in there and beats Deontay Wilder, there'll be no excuse. If Deontay Wilder goes in there and knocks out Anthony Joshua, there'll be no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was some other foul play shit, like some ref shit or, some scorecards, you know what I mean? Because that's all, programmable, that's all controlling. It all can be, in that, or to that aspect, you know what I mean? But we're talking about skill versus will and fighter versus fighter. So, yeah. Teddy Atlas, no, please don't say stuff like that. You're my boy and all. I like Teddy Atlas. I love his passion, but he's wrong on that. Let these guys fight right now. Let it happen later this year. Sooner than later, right? So, anyway, you guys tell me what you think about, Atlas's statement. What's your thoughts on this? Of course, please subscribe. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.